My name is Sumangala Damodaran. I come from India. I live in the city of Delhi. I am an academic. I teach economics as well as cultural studies in a university which is known as Ambedkar University in Delhi. I taught for a very long time in an old established university called the University of Delhi, but recently I've moved to this new university. I mean, cultural values, cultural expressions and different kinds of cultural practices exist in every community. But I think consciously developing cultural practices, organizing cultural practices and allowing people to express themselves freely culturally is something that is very, very crucial to development in any country. I myself have been working on a particular tradition, a tradition which was known as the Indian People's Theatre Association. Was an organization that was set up in the early 1940s, at the last decade of the freedom struggle. And it's an organization then which was active also after independence. And this organization actually gathered a lot of artists to consciously voice protest against or resistance against the colonial regime at that point, and then the post-colonial regime through the arts. So variety of arts, photography, music, theatre, dance, puppetry, visual arts. So this was an organized movement and it had a great impact. It had a very, very major impact at that time. But then that was a very major movement. But there have been several examples where culture has been harnessed for taking forward messages which are socially oriented of various kinds. There are lots of contemporary examples as well. Women are very important in the sense that very large numbers of artists are women of all kinds. Among educated people as well as among illiterate people. While I cannot say that there is complete freedom for women to do whatever they want, but at the same time women have been quite at the forefront of expressions, cultural expressions. In fact, often it has been found that women are able to articulate a lot of very serious social, political ideas through culture. So through songs and through theatre and through painting and things like that, those have been avenues which have been available to women more than actual engagement. I certainly think so, in the sense that my work in popular music in India has been to look at a particular tradition. But what I realize is that that's not just of historical value, because the kind of questions that were being addressed through those popular forms of song, of drama, were actually fundamentally dealing with the lives of people. And a lot of those situations have not changed. So especially in underdeveloped countries, developing countries where for the past 30 or 40 years things have not changed for a very large number of people, those issues continue to be relevant. So expressing something about, say, about land or about food or about displacement, even if something was expressed 40 years ago, continues to be relevant today. And that really becomes the power that music has. One, for historical reasons, that there were a lot of songs which had got lost, and I had a little bit of an idea that there must be a good collection there which will get lost soon or has already been forgotten. So historically I thought it would be very relevant, because all those songs tell a particular kind of a history. So bringing it back, or looking at the context in which those songs were written, allows you to understand that history a little bit. Some extra pages get added into the history book in some sense, but more fascinating for me has been the fact that it's actually good art, and a lot of it is really lovely music, and I enjoy hearing them and singing them.